Oh, shit. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Champions League. My name is Uncle Zan, always your honorable host, and I am joined today in the booth with Twix. Twix, welcome in, buddy. How are you today?
Doing fantastic. Glad to be casting here tonight with you.
Yeah, man, we've got an absolutely amazing matchup here for you tonight. We've got Lag Esports versus Most Hated, two teams with something to prove here, as we'll definitely take a look at the rosters here. Both teams matching up tonight, Most Hated and Lag. One of these teams, from what I understand, a very big underdog, Twix. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So yes, we both teams do have lots to prove. We have Most Hated proving that they can be a top 3 team in Champions League. And we're going to hope that they can beat Lag so they can prove to everybody that they deserve to be at that spot. As Lag, they're 2-2, trying to get above that 500 mark, trying to get that winning record for week 5. And they are trying to prove to themselves that they can hang with these bigger, better teams up in the leagues, as Most Hated is 3rd in power rankings and Lag is 8th in power rankings. So a little bit of a gap there, and it's going to be a great game tonight, Zan.
Yeah. Do you have any, players that you're particularly keeping your eyes on here as we look at these rosters specifically? I know Jose and Jimbo both here at 306 and 258 respectively. You know, those are some titanic salary numbers as opposed to Lag here having life at the 220 mark and Oni at the 278 mark. Do you think that that's going to, play a role here in which team takes this?
Um, I think the Hoseg and Jimbo duo can come out and whip it around as Midnight, their 3rd player. He can play that great 3rd man, hopefully back and getting some good saves. As Lag, they need Oni and Life Story to come out and prove to themselves that they can hang with those very high-seeded Jimbo and Hoseg, as they are both over 30 on those rankings there. So both teams, both duos have a lot to prove here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, I guess maybe that leaves us up to a real quick prediction. I don't like to bet on either team as it may include some bias, but at this point, it's a good idea to give our viewers a little bit as look into what we are looking at as casters as far the matchup we see in front of us tonight, informatively, with no bias whatsoever, just statistically. Which team you got going?
Well, it's a very hard decision, but I'm gonna have to go with Most Hated here. I think they can be able to prove themselves as that 3rd seed, and hopefully they can take down this 8th seed, 8th power ranked team here. So I have Most Hated winning tonight's matchup in 5. It's gonna go to a game 5. It's gonna go to a game 5.
Well, yeah, I actually do see this going to a game 5, and I do actually take Most Hated as well. I don't want to seem like I'm copying you there, but this Lag team is going to have a huge underdog undertaking here in front of them tonight to make sure this series goes in their favor. And that's never been an easy thing to do for any of our teams here in Champions League. We have seen it done. We have seen the underdog sweep or the occasional reverse sweep. But it's increasingly uncommon. So as much as we'd love to see it happen, we don't want to bet anybody out. Definitely I'm gonna have to take Most Hated here, as Jose and Jimbo have shown some amazing prowess here on the field, here in Rocket League. Man, I do also want to just really quickly double check that we had some games going on this week already. Spacebound Cowboys and Team Bloom already faced off. Team Bloom takes that 3-1, and Infinity Creative and Duality 3-0, which was a bit of a shocking one for me. LSV versus Hydra. LSV took that one 3-2, and Metal Turtles versus Galactic. Metal Turtles managed to take that one 3-0. I do want to highlight here, Twix. Did you see what happened with the Reapers Tier 1 matchup there? That was an interesting one.
I did not see what happened there. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
It looks like everybody was all ready to go, maybe for the stream and everything, and unfortunately it looks like tier 1 had to forfeit all 3 of their games due to some sort of emergency. So thoughts and prayers going out to everybody over on tier 1. We hope that whatever family emergency or whatever thing had happened or came up, we hope that everybody's all right over there. And we just want to make sure that if you guys are out there, give tier 1 some love. They're going to need it going into this next week. Man, tough day for them, but Reapers do get a 3-0 out of it, so they will be going into the next week feeling pretty good, I'm sure. Oh man.
Yes. And then don't forget, we also have Phoenix versus Thunderbolts tonight at 9 EST. It's going to be a banger. We got the number 1 seed versus that losing team seed. So, make sure to tune in for that one as well.
Yeah, we got a couple of bangers going on, so we're going to go ahead and get everybody on the pitch because we don't want to delay you guys any more or any longer. We've got 2 amazing teams out and ready to go on the pitch, so we will be going ahead and getting into it for your matchup tonight. Lag versus Most Hated, underdog story in the making. We'll see if it can happen.
Without a doubt.
Maybe.
It will join, please.
Oh no,
Wait, they only have 2?
Oh. Oh, it looks like they've got a little bit of time on the clock. Maybe some people's having some little bit of trouble getting in the matchup. Oh, Tormex, it looks like. Now I'm looking at the chat. He's got... Oh no, he's got Windows updates. He's got Windows updates. No, what are you going to do there? That's an unfortunate situation as Tormex's PC is updating. Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do there, but Yagi, that's a sticky situation for sure.
For sure, indeed, having your third having to update their Windows at the wrong time.
I don't even know. I thought you would have had the PC booted up, ready to go, and maybe you're warming up, but not Tormex. Tormex doesn't need warm up, man. He's too good for warm up.
But yes. That's a you question.
I don't believe so, but I'm going to send that one to Shadow. Because I'm not an admin. Unfortunately, I am not. I don't actually have any understanding of the rule book. I know it's being in the works of reworks. Oh, hello. We've got a visit from our friendly Shadow. How's it going?
So since the 5-minute timer starts from when the game timer starts and the lobby info is posted once both of those rules are met. So at 7:35 it is a forfeit of game 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have 5 minutes until it's a forfeit of game 2. If they get in at about 7:35, yeah, that should be okay. I will sit in the match admin for you.
Okay.
But that's the situation we're looking at right now. Obviously an unfortunate situation. Hopefully we can get him in time.
Also, they did ask a question about being able to stream in the Discord call. I think earlier in the season we had an issue with somebody
yeah, they
streaming in
cannot
the Discord
screen
call.
share in Discord. It's
okay.
in the rule book.
Sweet. That is a in the rules now. So okay, sweet. Yeah.
Oh, that's been that's been in the rules, but I will sit here as your match admin, keep an eye on it. They can also pull an emergency sub if they need to.
Okay.
But yeah.
Can we 2v3 till he's here? Man, they're trying to figure it out real hard, but unfortunately that may be of game 1 DQ. Does that put them at a real bad disadvantage, Yagi? What do you think? Or Twix?
I think it might be a forfeit of all 3 games, as Tormix just said. It's been 30% for 5 minutes.
Oh, that is not a fun one.
Sub if they decide to.
Okay.
They have declined doing it. As of now, it's a forfeit game one because it looks like he's not getting in. So it's going to be another 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, it's a forfeit of a game. And the reason it's every 5 minutes is because if they played out a match right now, it would end in
Hmm.
about 5 minutes.
You're right.
I will keep an eye out if you need anything. Say anything. Hopefully, we can get Tormix in. This is a match I'm really excited for.
I know. I was super excited for it too. Like we said, big underdog story in the making here for LAG. We'll see if Flag can kind of put something together and maybe win this back with a 1-game deficit here. That is going to be a tough one, Yagi or Twix. Wow, I don't know why I keep saying that. I know your name is Twix.
It's all right. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Um, I don't know if Tormix will be back or if it's gonna be a complete forfeit.
Yeah, I guess in the meantime, we'll take another look at those games that have been here in the last week. Any, any matches that really surprised you here, Twix? Anything that really got you excited to watch, or maybe that you weren't expecting to go the way it did?
Um, Team Bloom SBC. I thought SBC might have stood a chance, but they got out of Team Bloom got them out of there in 4, and it just did not go the way I expected it to go.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were expecting them to get there, but it's not an easy situation. I will say, the Galactic versus Metal Turtles game, Metal Turtles sweeping 3-0. I'm not sure anybody was quite expecting that one. Um, was Metal Turtles having some issues at the beginning of the season, kind of getting things together as far as as I know. And then coming out and beating Galactic, definitely putting them up in contention. Galactic, also having a little bit of an issue here in the early season, 0-5 on their record right now. Um, that I what do you do for Galactic? What are you thinking about if you're Galactic? Do you kind of just push forward the way you've got? Do you make some roster swaps? What do you do?
I'm not gonna lie. If I was Galactic, I'd say they either need to practice together a lot or completely new team. I've seen tons of free agents that are in that C3 to GC1 range, and Galactic 0-5 on the season. They kind of need to step it up if they want a chance at making that deep playoff run that everybody in Champions League wants.
Yeah, everyone here ultimately playing for seeding going into playoffs. And it's not an easy way to go. I mean, we have a long season. I believe it's about 14 weeks of play in the season, and each of these teams has a chance to kind of turn it around. We are still fairly early in the season, but even going into week 3, going 0-5, you're definitely going to have to look at making some changes. Some of the other teams that are having a little bit of a struggle fest here are HSA Gaming, 0-4 on their season currently, and Phoenix 1-3 on their season as well. Um, you know, eh, do you see any of these teams, Twix, like kind of making a miracle run for the playoffs?
The Wonderbolts, for sure. Watching them in preseason, I thought they'd be down there in that losing season uh spree, kind of like the Phoenix and all those other losing teams out there. But right now they are proving literally everybody in CL wrong, and including me. I'm so shocked that they are still undefeated to this day.
4-0 on on their season, so they're having an absolute blast on the pitch every week, showing up and showing out for their team. The Thunderbolts making their nickname the Wonderbolts very early in the season, but they did make a decent break out of the preseason. Every single preseason game that we saw from them, I think not quite going the distance and not quite like feeling cohesive. And then as soon as that season dropped, week 1, I believe, they just started, putting the hammer down on teams and really just finding their groove. So, any tips maybe for some of these teams that are struggling after watching this Thunderbolts roster? Maybe something that they could take away from their play.
I mean, there's there's not a lot. They just got to play that game. They just have to play their own game against the Thunderbolts, play their good offense, play their good defense. You know, they can't just on defense just be like, "Hey, take the ball," and then the Thunderbolts will use that to the advantage, use the power of friendship, and that will be rocked right into the back of their net. They gotta use the advantage of, "Hey, you guys are in comms, we can communicate together. Let's go get a win. Let's go upset these 4-0 teams that shouldn't even be 4-0." So, I mean, they just got to use their comms. They just got to use everything they can against the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Thunderbolts, one of the biggest things that I've noticed is that they are very masterful at setting up plays that really work within their team structure. And what I mean by that is like when you see one player go up for the first man role, you see somebody immediately fill the second and immediately fill the third. There's zero hesitation on where they're supposed to be on the field at any given point. For the most part, they're one of the most consistent teams with their positioning, and you find it in their score line 4-0 on the season. They managed to make a great play towards the playoffs. Another team, I guess, worth mentioning, Team Bloom, managing a 5-0. It's a standing here in the season so far. What can you say about Team Bloom? What do you think about them?
I say Team Bloom. They've came a long way. They've played their games. They've played perfect. To be one of the two 5-0 teams in this league, you have to do lots and lots of work. So they give it their all on the pitch. So does the Thunderbolts. But if no team can beat them, then I think that's a plus personally. But if no team can beat them, then they're just nobody has the mental for it. If nobody wants to take the time out of their day to make an upset on one of the biggest teams in Champions League, then you know, I think they could go them and Thunderbolts until they meet up in the regular season could go all the way to an undefeated deep playoff run.
Yeah, I think Bloom has a very good chance at making their statement here in the league. If you look at the actual score breakdown, Thunderbolts getting the 12-4 on their wins and losses, and Team Bloom coming in at 15-4 on their wins and losses. It's just a matter of playtime. Team Bloom getting that extra series and managing to turn it around in 3 games and close it out. It really just kind of puts a little bit more credit on their name in this, head-to-head battle that they're in. But if you had to take bets, if you were a betting man, who are you putting? Who are you putting at the top spot there? Team Bloom and Thunderbolts.
That's a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. Wow. I honestly, I think Bloom could beat the Thunderbolts. They have what it takes to beat the Thunderbolts here, and unless the Wonderbolts can prove me wrong, I think Bloom could take that in 4 games.
I think it would be a tough one. I think it would end up being a bit of a slugfest. Team Bloom coming in really, really good with like a lot of solo play. A lot of what I've seen from them. And Thunderbolts being the exact opposite. An amazing team chemistry team. Coming out and trying to fight up against this, this titan of mechanics and Team Bloom might be a little bit of a challenge for them. I think it would be, Team Bloom would really have to think about their strategy and how they would have to attack Thunderbolts because, if you dedicate one person to the play against a team like Thunderbolts, who's going to have 2 to 3 people back, I don't know. It's a little bit of a struggle. But we are, struggling to get Tormex in here. I'm not sure if there's any update on his game here. We'll see going, forward here if Tormex will be able to get in If not, we do, again, like I said, have our matchup later tonight of 9 p.m. I think we will be seeing Thunderbolts play out here against, who was it?
Phoenix.
Phoenix, Team
We
Phoenix.
have the undefeated team versus the defeated team tonight.
That is a really unfortunate matchup name. I think if you were in the WWE, they would choose pretty much any other storyline, because I'm not sure how many tickets that one would sell, but it is a storyline that has to happen in a realistic league. The best team versus the quote unquote worst team. I don't want to count Phoenix out though, because they have had a bit of a rough run here early season. They've not had a great hand dealt to them. Looks like they're looking to delay this around, maybe. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up on the in-game chat here so that we can keep up with the administrators' decisions. Looks like they're talking to the admins right now. The admins are convening to see if this is something that we can push back just a little bit, so that you guys don't have to miss out on a well-awaited matchup tonight. But again, back to I believe Thunderbolts and Phoenix tonight at 9 p.m. Man, again, like I said, it's going to be a very difficult matchup for Phoenix, but as far as teams go, I could see Phoenix putting something together and at least taking a few games off, finding a little bit of a struggle footing in that matchup.
Yes, totally agree. Phoenix could, tell Champions League that, hey, we're not defeated for a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe they haven't been trying, maybe they just don't care. But tonight, if they try, because I bet you the Thunderbolts are not going to give all of their energy to a defeated, an 0-5 team when they are top dogs right now. So if Phoenix can whip together, maybe get a game 1 win, get their mental together, then I think this matchup could go a totally different way.
Absolutely. Well, while they try and figure that out, I don't want to waste your guys' time here, but we will be going to a quick intermission. We'll get right back with you once we have some more information as to what will be going on here going forward. But don't go anywhere. Stay in your seats. Maybe go use the restroom if you need to, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, all right? Stay with us.